Hello my viewers, you're welcome to today's episode. Welcome back to this channel. I remain Joseph Kabulu. Today we'll be taking a closer look about something very important, and I feel it is very important we discuss this because in the history of Nigeria, such has never been heard of before. Such has never ever happened. So we want to discuss deeply the secret pact between President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Nyesom Wike, the current Minister of FCT. What do you think? Let's take a little background from his political career. Nyesom Wike was once the Minister for Education during the Jonathan Goodluck administration. He served as the Minister of Education under the umbrella of the People's Democratic Party, PDP. He then further proceeded to become the Executive Governor of Rivers State for 8 years, still under the same People's Democratic Party. And I could recall, or we could all recall, during this last election, the 2023 general elections, Wike did not switch parties. Wike has been an active member of the PDP. He played very influential roles in enabling most of the candidates under the umbrella of his party to gain access and acceptance from the people, of course. Now, coming down to why is he a minister under this present administration? It is unheard of for you to hear that a politician from another party becomes a minister under this administration, especially when that administration has to do with APC. What happened during the last elections? What do you think was the secret pact between President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Wike? We know that for sure Rivers State is one of the strongholds for PDP. Of course, we saw the then presidential candidate for PDP rallying around Rivers State, hoping strongly during his own analysis that PDP will deliver Rivers State into its electoral mandate. Unfortunately, it did not turn out to be that. And of course, we saw the diplomacy that Wike himself played during these elections, and we all saw the outcomes of the election. And if you can agree with me, Wike did not jettison any of the candidates, either from PDP, APC, or even Labour Party, because he showed them diplomacy when they all visited. But I can quote for sure one thing Wike said. Wike said
he's going to support his party all along.
But at the end of the day, APC ended up taking Rivers State during the presidential election. What happened? What happened is this. A lot of irregularities and even the loss of lives were recorded in Rivers State during the presidential elections. And of course, it cannot be far-fetched from rigging, election malpractices, and other electoral offenses that were recorded during this election. So bad, our election tribunal, they did not look at all those irregularities. If you check my last video, they said that
the evidences, they are not substantial, and the evidences doesn't show enough reason why they should begin to jettison the mandate that has been given the present candidate or the present winner of the elections.
So we now discovered afterwards, not far-fetched, Wike now becomes the Minister for FCT. Who does that? What is the secret pact that exists between Tinubu and Wike? What kind of deal did they strike? These are questions that are coming in. These are questions that are arising all day long. We cannot decipher why. Why should Tinubu appoint Wike as a minister? I remembered solely Wike said that
only one person is chosen as minister from every state.
That video is going viral online. And Wike further said that
he has built structures, and those structures are very relevant to him.
Of course, that is why we see him having issues with his successor, Governor Fubara of Rivers State. So what are those things that you feel that the Nigerian government, especially Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Wike, is hiding? There are speculations about contracts that are to be awarded to Wike, all in a bid to gain. So we now see the irregularities playing a long-term outcome here in Nigeria. And it is so sad that these were the things, these are the underdogs that the Court of Appeal and even the Supreme Court at large has jettisoned. They have refused to look at all these things. And the godfatherism is going to keep on playing serious, significant role in Nigeria, making Nigeria electoral system a laughingstock. I want you, my viewers, before you watch further, have some reflections about this. These are things that since for the past 24 years that our democracy has been existing, we have never recorded such. And we believe strongly that these are one of the things that has been put in place for the benefits of just the politicians alone. The people's mandate no longer matters. As far as we are concerned, elections in Nigeria are just processes that we just have to undergo. But the real election in real sense are the ones and the other irregularities that the politicians are putting up at the backstage. So what do we need to do as Nigerians? Do we allow it slide, or do we allow violence to come in and play a bigger part in our electoral system? The answers to this question lies deep down in your heart as a viewer. Where should your voice matter? How should we advocate against these irregularities that have been playing for a very, very long time? What happened in our democracy? Our democracy has been in existence for at least 24 years now, and we can tell for fact that since 1999 that the Nigerian government came into play democratically, we have been experiencing a lot of irregularities on our electoral reform processes. And why is it like that? If you look at the kind of caliber of politicians that Nigeria has produced since inception, as far as democracy goes, they have embraced electoral malpractices as part of their lifestyle. And of course, that is why it is very difficult for you and I to make a change when it comes to advocating against these irregularities. And that is why we see that those caliber of politicians have given birth to a new generational kind of politicians who have adopted the caliber of that kind of culture into their electioneering activities. And that is why when it comes to elections in Nigeria, as far as it goes, violence will always play a vital role. And how can we do this? How can we change that? By breeding a new generations of like mind to understand and embrace due process, to understand the challenging aspects, to understand what it means to truly uphold democracy in a society where civil engagement is key, to a society where democracy can enhance the well-being of the common man. You cannot give birth to a chicken and expect the chicken to give birth to a snake. No, and that is why it is very, very important that the whole wave of this kind of politicians should be wiped off. What do I mean by that? Wiped off in the sense that we begin to brood our younger generations to understand, and we call on international bodies to come to Nigeria's aid to help us to strengthen the younger generations, to build a mindset about elections, democracy, and good governance, and the merits that comes with it. Otherwise, what we are seeing now is what we are going to see in the next 50 years, is what we're also going to experience in the next 100 years to come. Just support what I do, and of course, I'll remain very, very grateful. Like this video if you are yet to do so, share, comment. I need you to also engage with me. Ask me questions and I'll be available to answer you at any point in time. You can also share this video to some of your family members, not just on YouTube, but even on WhatsApp, Facebook, Twitter, and of course Reddit if possible. So thank you very much for watching today's episode. I remain Joseph Kabulu. Until next time, see you later. Bye.